Put them in an order where I think good. And it was a beautiful house. There was a playing field right opposite where I used to run around and kick a ball. And I have a lot of happy memories. If the bill had been in place when my father died, he could have had a much safer, kinder, more compassionate death, certainly. He could have discussed his decision with his family members instead of making a decision that was dangerous, unsafe and isolating by himself. And his death would have been something that we could have processed emotionally and psychologically together, rather than have to deal with what was a car crash of a death. The proposed legislation would assess coercion up front, rather than the police having to sift through the wreckage of someone's death after the fact. So while I completely understand that a bill of this magnitude needs to be scrutinised and the detail really examined carefully, the scaremongering and whataboutery on the opponent's side, I think really is to a degree distracting from the main issues.
It says in the bill that we must ensure that this is voluntary. But I, as a doctor, cannot determine coercion. I have no legal training whatsoever. I am not a lawyer or a solicitor. And in the short time in which doctors would assess someone, we couldn't possibly determine whether this was voluntary or not. I think my biggest fear, there is some pessimism, and that's because this has been rushed through. We have a brand new government with a lot of new MPs that are just getting used to their job and representing their constituency. We've had less than 3 weeks to examine the content of the bill, with no exploration of actually the consequences of it. And there are consequences, including opening the door to euthanasia. What we do is sit down and very carefully explore the reasons that they're feeling like that.